All right, so we are going to look at Python programming. Okay, Python. We are going to introduce Python because we'll be needing it for our data analytics. This course, data analytics with Python. So we'll be needing it. Yeah, so the first question I want to ask is, what is programming? Or what is a program? What is a program? What is a program? What is a program? Of course, that's related to what is programming. Well, let's look at what is a program. Hello. Hello. Mr. Dorsey, good evening. Hope you know. Okay. All right.
Okay, sir.
The
If
program.
I can try.
Please try.
I think a program is a is a language that is set uh, that is that is created in a system to perform certain functions.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So written instruction
Yes.
for executing a set activity.
A written instruction executing the set activity. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. As a program. Okay. Any inclusion to that? Any addition, any subtraction to those definitions? I think Mr. Okay, somebody is trying to come in now. Yeah, so basically, we know that a computer is made up of what? It's made up of hardware and what? And what?
Software.
Where computer is made up of hardware and software. Okay. What's the difference between the hardware and software?
The hardware is the physical components of the computer,
Okay. Yes.
while the software is almost like program. It's a program, right?
The
Like
programs. Okay. All right. So computer is made up of hardware And software, like you said, the hardware, the physical, the electronic components, the electromechanical components constitute the hardware. The software are the programs, stored instructions, and all the associated components like data, like manuals and all that. But basically, software refers to programs. Okay, and programs are set of instructions given to a computer to enable the computer carry out some predefined tasks or activities. Okay, so in programming, you actually write instructions. And to do that, we use various languages for doing that. Okay, these languages are called computer languages. These languages are called computer languages, right? So now, among the computer languages, there are different categories of computer languages. One is machine language. Okay, that's the first class, the oldest type as well. Machine language. These computer languages are the earliest languages that were developed. And they are made up of zeros and ones, binary codes. Okay, so that makes such language. Where's the sound coming from? That makes such language sort of difficult to learn and to use. So to reduce the difficulty of programming, other forms of languages called assembly language was introduced. Okay, this assembly language, instead of using just mnemonic code, instead of using just zeros and ones, it makes use of codes that are easier to remember. Okay, codes that are easy to remember. Okay. So while machine language makes use of zeros and ones, assembly language makes use of codes that are easy or easier to remember. For example, to add numbers, you might be using the word add, for instance. To subtract, maybe use the word sub, and so on. Those kind of things. Okay, to store some information, you could use store, load, those kind of things that makes the program sort of easier to understand or to remember. Okay, that is that's that for assembly language. Okay, now assembly language was still kind of difficult. It's also difficult, just like machine language is difficult. Of course, it's easier. It's easier than machine language, but it's still tough. It's still difficult. Why? Because to write assembly language programs, you have to have a very sound knowledge of how the computer functions. Okay, so you learn a lot. The learning curve is very, very steep. Very steep. Okay, so that's the thing with assembly language. You have to learn a lot. So in the days of machine language and assembly language, programming was not for everybody. To be into programming, it involved a lot. Okay, so to make programming easier to learn and to use, the high-level languages had to be introduced. The high-level language is the closest to natural language. It's the easiest to understand because they are much closer to natural language than the other two type of or two classes of languages. Python is an example of a high-level language. Python is a high-level language. Okay? Yeah, machine language and assembly language, they were very much tied to the computer. In other words, that's why we say they are machine dependent and they are machine oriented. So the assembly language program that you write for one model of a computer, or the machine language program you write for one model of a computer, that program will not work on another computer, another model. So it was machine dependent, machine oriented. And for you to write any machine language program or assembly language program, you must thoroughly understand the architecture of that computer. You must understand how that computer is designed before you are able to write these programs. Okay? But for the high-level language programs, it's not so. It's not so. They are not machine-oriented. They are, they are problem-oriented. They are not machine-oriented or machine. They are usually machine-independent. Okay? Which means if I write a Python program on my computer, you can run it on your own computer, even if your computer is of with different type of processor and even different operating system. Okay, so high-level languages are much easier to learn, easier to work with. However, for the only language that the computer still understands is the machine language. So the high-level language has to be translated to machine language before it would work. All that is done seamlessly, by the translator that is packaged with the software that you use for programming. So that's not a problem. For instance, Python has the Python interpreter, which helps to convert your Python code to machine language and submit it for execution. Okay. All right. So that's just a general introduction. What is a program? The classification of programs. But our concern is Python. Of course, there are other examples of high-level language, such as what? Java. Do we know any other one? Can you give me some examples?
Cisco.
What?
Cisco.
Did you mean C? C language, C++. C Sharp, Visual Basic. There are so many.
Oracle.
No, Oracle is not a programming language. Oracle is the name of a company. Oracle owns Java. Oracle owns Java. Of course, the Oracle database, for instance, uses SQL. That one is SQL language. Okay, so let's just call it SQL.
Our programming also, right?
Yeah, I don't want to put a language like this for some reason. Arrow, yes. These are all these modern programming languages you hear about, they are all high-level languages, okay? They are all high-level languages. So today we are looking at Python as a high-level language. So I just want to give you some background information to prepare. So we all prepare our systems for this course for Python, okay? Yeah, so I won't give you all the software at once. I want us to take it step by step. So the first thing you want to do, if you want to program in Python, the first thing you want to do is to install Python. You have to install it. Okay? Installation is the first thing. Unfortunately, Python is free. You can download and install it for free. Those days we used to think that free things that are free are substandard, isn't it? If it's free, we think the quality is low. But these days, it's not like that, especially when it comes to software. Okay, there are many, many free, high-quality software these days. Python is one of them. So for the fact that it's free, don't mistake that for poor quality. It's a very powerful, very robust programming language. It's a lightweight programming language. It's light and fast. Okay, and it can be used by beginners and industry experts, no matter your level.